Hey, people. So, as we wait for people to join us, uh, if you watched my channel recently, I had a video up. That a live video I did with her, where I was talking about a Craigslist ad or Craigslist post that somebody had posted, and uh, got after we posted the video. The individual contacted me and asked me to remove the video, and then explained why the rant was made in the first place. And hello, uh, the thing about it is that um, why he put the rant up in the first place was why we're doing this conversation right now. And that is because of kink shaming. Yeah. The problem is that most people don't understand that kink shaming can come in many, many forms.
Have individuals ask you to remove video even though you never mentioned the person's name? It was a public thing they said on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Once it's out there, it's official and public.
Yeah, I know.
We did it as a nice. He did it
No,
as
we
a
did
nicety.
it. We did. I took his post down to be nice.
Because he actually formally gave an apology.
Yeah,
and we should at least say that to everybody.
No, he did
apologize.
He did
for his
apologize for the post that we did the video on. He did apologize for the post, and I believe he did take it down. But the thing about it is that the reason that he did the post in the first place was because somebody kink shamed him, and
Oh, okay, good. I got really confused. Good on him, though. And hello, certain miss. Hey there, Tori.
But it was because somebody was kink shaming him for his particular kink, and him not understanding. The person who was kink shaming him, they were in the wrong for doing that.
But they were also kinky.
But they were also kinky. And this is where, kind of the frustration was with me, is that here's this individual who is not involved in kink, but yet
is kinky,
has a particular kink. And for somebody from our community to go and shame him for his kink, I think is wrong. You don't do that. You don't, just because it's not your thing does not mean that it's okay for you to make fun of somebody else because it's something that they want to do. Now, whether you find it creepy or whatever, as long as
it's consensual
and everybody's over the age of consent, then we're fine. There's no issue. I don't care. I mean, I'm older guy with a younger woman. It's not a big thing. It's and it's.
Guys, I'm a younger woman. If you didn't know.
Yeah. But it's not kosher to make some fun of somebody because of something that they are doing with other adults. And if somebody's over the age of 18, they're adults. Okay. You may not think so, but the reality is, yes, legally they are. My rule is 18 in one day. Okay, that's just always been my general rule when it comes to dealing with somebody that young. The rationale of the one day is because then that their birthday has actually come. Like, oh, I'm 18.
Well, I mean, it's not like you necessarily seek out 18-year-olds, though.
No, but if...
Or you didn't even seek me out,
no.
So I found him, so...
But the thing is that it's like if I was...
doesn't make sense to judge someone that isn't involved or hurting you. Exactly, Bex.
Right, and that's the thing, is that it's like, just because it's not your thing. I mean, we have a saying in the community that's...
Don't yuck my yum.
Well, it's the... No, it's
that's my favorite one.
No, the your kink's not my kink and that's okay.
Right, that one too.
I mean, that's a classic one in the community is, your kink's not my kink and that's okay. And as long as you're understanding that, it's like I'm not a fan of, like, adult babies. not.
My master has that on a T-shirt. Yeah. That's
but,
great.
It's like, I'm not a fan of adult babies. I don't, it's not my thing. I'm not into it. Not a fan in any way, shape, or form. But I'm not going to sit there and say what they're doing is wrong.
Or put a post on Craigslist.
Right, I'm not gonna be like, this group is horrible because of. No, that's not the way this works. It's kind of one of these things of, you know, it comes down to one simple factor: is what they're doing harming somebody in a way that is unconsensual? And if the answer,
and that can be abuse, actual abuse and things like that.
Right, and if that thing is being done in a non-consensual manner, then yes, then at that point you have the right to say something. But until that moment happens,
shut the fuck up.
Right.
Sorry to be so blunt. That's what you were thinking, Master.
No, it is. It's sometimes that simple. It's that simple. Just shut up. Do not...
Each dynamic to their own.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
May I ask a question that's not really related to this, or put it in the comments? You can
put it in the comments, and we'll talk about it in the future. But the thing is with this, if you're into, whatever you're into...
No comments for.
Whatever you're into, as long as what you're doing, you can find a consenting partner.
Cool.
Okay, I mean, ultimately, it's like there's a lot of, to me, the kind of the limit is, we like to use the term reusable bottoms in the community, meaning basically when you're playing with somebody, you want, it's almost that old Boy Scout thing of leaving it better than you found it. Okay, and it's like, that's the thing. It's like, you can do some really deep, heavy, amazing scenes, but at the end of the day, they still have to get up to go to work the next day. Or the day after. Or they have to go, be with their family tomorrow. Or they have to go home to their kids.
This is like tenfold for MS though. Like what your comment is like reusable slave. Like there's so many aspects of that. But we're getting off the subject. Can I say something related to this video topic? What I wanted to add is that I think sometimes when people on the outside vanilla or inside or anyone's judging things, they're judging it from a point of that there's something about it to them personally with their personal past, maybe personal trauma, or their life, that it really triggers them, and maybe that's why this person was doing this on the other side, Mm-hmm. And I'm not excusing that, but I think being aware of, like, maybe you're uncomfortable or it's not your thing, adult babies for a specific reason.
Right.
That's okay, as long as you're not sitting there shaming somebody.
But there's a difference between I don't like that for personal reasons and I'm out there personally shaming somebody because I disagree with their particular kink. And regardless of whether you believe it or not, here, it's like, here's what the status quo says is the norm. As soon as you stray outside of that norm, you're kink. It's that simple. It's not complicated in any way, shape, or form. As long as you're sitting within this fun little box of, these things you can do, then these things aren't kinky. But the second you start straying outside of that box a little bit, you are suddenly kinky. And in some areas...
Right, like one thing I did want to say was, one of the things mentioned when this person had made comments, right, as a retaliation for the other person shaming them, is they mentioned something like, torturing animals, and like, if you're torturing animals, then you have a problem. That is a sign of someone having serious mental issues.
That was the thing, is that it's like, it just felt like this person didn't understand. They definitely didn't understand what they were talking about, but I also get that the reason that they did it was not as an attack on a community as a whole. It was being done as an attack on one individual who happened to be part of our community, but therefore he wound up putting himself in a position where he wound up, creating this mini firestorm of stupidity.
And like a cycle of, like, shame.
Right. And it's like, if this isn't, if kink's not your thing, that's fine. Cool. If kink is your thing, awesome. Great. But at the same point...
I had to sneeze.
Yeah. But at the same point, you're not going to sit there and make fun of people because of who or what they are. That's really what it comes down to. You don't
vanilla or otherwise, and obviously
right.
we expect vanilla people to do this more because sometimes they don't understand it, especially like parents and more religious people. But for someone to do it from kind of sort of the inside, like relating to it, that's just really sad. Like, you know, I don't know.
Hey.
Not everyone that watches these videos or Master's videos is into MS, but are you sitting here shaming? And if you don't want to watch or listen about MS, don't watch or listen to the videos about
Right.
MS.
But
You know,
one thing I want to say in this, and again, I'm not sure if this person will come back and watch my videos, but
I have major respect for them coming forward.
yeah,
and
the fact, I completely respect the fact that they came forward and said something. But the thing about it is,
I'm really glad he reached out and spoke to you because that communication is important. We need to talk about this more often, no matter if it's vanilla or kinky communication. Absolutely.
Yeah, the thing about it is that, you know, it's common in the kink community for older men to be with younger women. It's common. It's not. I mean, how many times have you seen it?
I've seen older
Countless.
women with older women. I've seen a lot of older dominants, no matter the gender.
Yeah, no, older dominants are pretty standard in the community.
Doesn't matter. You're just noticing mostly men, but I mean, I've seen so many different genders and sexualities
but it's usually
of
older
dominants.
Older dominants usually attract younger women, and it's
younger men too,
or whatever.
Younger,
people who are
younger bottom
because they want to be around people who are going to be more stable and be able to. And for younger doms, it's a little tough sometimes because you're trying to get into this universe where a pre-existing amount of dominance already exists that are already attracting the vast majority of the younger ones, the younger men and the younger women in the lifestyle. It's
other gender
or
theys or
whatever it is. It's just it's really really complicated when you come down to it, but at the same point, that's just the way the community works. And so, if somebody is wants to be involved with younger people, join our community. More than welcome to. It's not like, you don't have to get into you could just be, what is it? Just a dominant who doesn't do play. That does exist. There are ones
I've not met very many.
Yeah.
I give a thumbs up, sir.
Wow, 3 thumbs up already.
This is not sponsored by Pepsi, by the way. People with gender identity, not non-binary spectrum, are also kinky. Exactly, Tor. That's what I'm trying to represent. I'm actually kind of gender fluid, queer, more identify as queer. But it's sometimes hard for people to know that and remember that because I just use she pronouns because I don't really care about pronouns. But I just want to say, like, in general, that's not just a male-female thing. And
no, and the thing is that, whoever you are, whatever you are in this lifestyle, you're welcome.
Which is actually I'm really fluid as well. So I feel you. Awesome. Solidarity. So few parts.
But the thing is that
that's actually the model for one of my church I grew up in. It was no matter who you are, where you are on life's journey, you're welcome here. You can just breathe over kick.
But that's something that is
really liberal church, by the way, guys.
Right, but that's something in the community is that it kind of doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. You're welcome. And I think that people have a tendency to forget this. And by forgetting it, they think it's okay to go out and shame people for their particular things.
I'm sorry, Master. The little part of me was just triggered by You're Welcome and Maui is playing in my head. You're welcome. Sorry.
That's all right. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the main thing is don't make fun of people because of their deal. Don't make fun of people because of
don't do it.
If it's not your thing, then just kind of go, I don't like it, but you know what? That's their deal. I mean, as soon as you start saying that's not okay, and that's not okay, and that's not okay, they can start doing the same thing to you.
Right, and there's also a lot of judgment, I think we've talked about before, as people labeling people's dynamics and saying they are what they are not, and we sort of touched on that in our last video together, I think, about how people will sit there and judge other people's dynamics, and that falls into the same boat of like being, I used to think being a little or being age play, I used to like not look down on that, but it wasn't my thing, and I used to kind of have this flavor and feeling about it. And now I identify with it, and the truth is no kink is better than no kink. There's no superior kink or...
No, and the thing about it is it's not, I mean, a lot of people see MS as kind of like the high end of the community, and that's kind of true because there's a lot more needed to make it happen versus
it's
just
more
basic
highly
play.
involved is what
Right.
words I choose.
But it's not superior.
No.
And none of the play that you could do is superior to any other play. And therefore, you know, even if somebody is not involved in the community and they don't consider themselves kink, but they are into kinky things, does not give you the right to make fun of them or to call them perverted, which we call ourselves perverted all the time. It's not, you know, I mean, I have a whole video called
I do not understand judgment.
Yeah, it's just, I can sit here and try to, you know, to justify why she did it. I mean, she was kind of a, you know, because it's an older guy going after younger women feels kind of predatory. But you don't know this individual. You don't know their life story. You don't know what it is that they're, you know, why they're doing it, why they're doing what they're doing. I mean, I had never got to it, about a Iranian gentleman who was into Asian women. And how that was kind of looked down on in his culture, and I'm like, that's sad.
Yeah, but when we add in the cultural thing, there's a whole bunch of... A lot of what we do, though, Master, I think is just... It is even a lot of cultures, even when you look at 1950s, you know, when you think of MS in 1950s, it goes outside of a lot of cultural norms, and that's why we are the other, right? We are the same with being, you know, gender fluid, or being, you know, some people think of it being gay as also being part of the other, or, you know, any of those things, or being part of this other, which I think we need to own that. And if you're a part of the other, you really shouldn't be shaming anybody. Period, you shouldn't be shaming. We judge as humans, to kind of put what someone said on here. Unfortunately, as humans, we're prone to judging.
Right,
but being a shit is not.
No, but there's a difference between asking questions and shaming. You know, somebody could be...
The question I have is about teenagers asking for information of BDSM teenagers of the age that cannot give consent to each other, non-adults, how that one does.
Oh, that's a whole different story.
That's a whole nother video. And I make some of my videos 18 plus just because of the content. Though I understand like adult themes are also teenagers are also familiar and aware of those things.
Right, but it's like the thing is that yeah, there's going to be a percentage of teenagers who want to get into kink that can't consent yet. I think it's fine to give them information. I think it's fine if they want to do... And if you're
17, if you're a 16-year-old dating a 17-year-old and you're doing things in your relationship
that's fine.
That's up to you. You're consenting within that age.
Well, because a 16-year-old consenting to a 17-year-old is fine. It's not, you know, but I think, you know, as soon as, you know, they turn 18... you know, except for some Romeo and Juliet
having 1 or 2
stuff.
Years though is not a big deal at that age.
No,
sorry, can I say one thought before I forget it? One of the most important things I think in this topic is the issue is because they're not old enough to engage in the kinky community. That's where the danger is. If you get deep into this with somebody maybe that's a year or two older that is in the scene, and then you can't go to things because you're not of legal age.
Right.
That's where I see the danger in this. And of also being very impressionable. Not to say, I mean, I started being sexual when I was young. I'm not saying...
But it's like, but sitting here, you know, but to me, again, what this comes down to is, you know, when it comes to teenagers, they're going to get the information.
That's true.
Okay. I mean, it's like I'm not intending my videos to be for teenagers.
Yes, but I want to be able to provide them with information because they ask for it. It makes me worried because they go to 50 Shades of Grey for advice, which scares me a lot. Yeah, I can totally see that.
But that's where videos like mine, that's like videos like other people, we're just talking to a camera.
We're not doing anything kinky.
No,
like we had the one fire thing, but like we're not doing anything adult. again, when we're not actually talking about anything sexual either. On my videos, I talk more about sex, but you typically don't talk about sex.
No, we're talking about relationships and involving relationships within the BDSM community.
You have a video about teenagers.
Yeah, I do.
There is a video when I first started being that master, I started watching those videos. The
Lacey Green Sex 101 video on BDSM is actually very good.
That's a good one. I haven't watched that one.
No, this was a long time ago. She did for Planned Parenthood that caused a lot of controversy, but it's actually a really good video. So the thing is that, you know, if you're into, you know, if you got somebody who's of that age and wants to learn, then go find that video, you know, show them my video, show them a couple others. But the thing about it is that I don't believe it's our place to sit there and say because somebody is into something, you know, even at a younger age, or might be into something even at a younger age, it's not our place to shame them into conforming to the norm of society. I think it's more important to teach them what the right thing and the wrong thing are simultaneously.
It's just there's more of this line of like, clearly we're not going to be interested or playing or be in a dungeon with somebody that's under 18 because it's not legal. Right. You know, and it's not what's in our culture what's acceptable. But, so that's not going to happen, but it doesn't mean we don't want to be here. If somebody that was underage contacted us and sent us a message, we would answer their question in a very PC, in a very PC way and not have any kind of, you know. Yes, to me, I believe it is right to provide information to whomever the universe deems ready. However, the topic itself is rather complex, although I may be wrong. There's always issues. Yeah, and then the thing is, like, if you're messaging an 16-year-old girl that were to contact you and say, I've seen your videos, I'm underage, and I have all these questions, that could be misinterpreted. You talking to a 16-year-old. Do you see what? So that's what you're kind of getting at here, and that's why it's like you want to be really clear that you want to provide information, but you don't want to get too close to like seeming or being involved or looking like, you know.
No, and I've done that in the past. I've helped people who are, 15, 16, 17, learn about the lifestyle, and then when they turned 18, it became a different story. But the thing about it is that even with that, I think that we should be willing to help educate these people, to help educate people who want to know about the lifestyle, even if they're over 18. The gentleman who started this whole process is over 18.
Right. We just, not to get too into it, we just had a private conversation with somebody that needed some advice the other night. We're willing to talk to people.
Yeah.
It's not that we're unwilling.
We had a half hour, 45-minute conversation.
Yeah, with somebody that just needed to talk to somebody that gets this stuff. Yeah, and I'm not an expert. He's the expert, but Master, you're the expert.
Yeah. I don't call myself that.
You're the master.
Yeah. But the long and the short of it is, to generally, whatever it is somebody's into, as long as it's not hurting somebody unconsensually, then it's not your issue. It's not your problem. So,
almost done.
I think we're done. So.
Oh, can I show everybody my new shirt? Oh, would it be okay if I sent you a message about this talk discussion further? If so, should we do? Yeah, you can send us a message. Yeah. I believe perhaps I've seen things in the past about having high schools teach about culture, etc. I think that's the best idea.
No, it would be awesome to have
in a better sex ed in America,
right?
Too.
But the thing about it is that we're still talking about a society where our sex education system believes in abstinence only.
Anyways, it's a great thing.
No, it would be awesome to be able to talk about different sexual cultures, because poly is a huge sex subculture. BDSM is a huge sex subculture. There's a massive amount of sex subcultures that would be, that especially at the high school level, especially like towards junior, senior year, to actually have those conversations.
Or about tolerance too.
Right, but that's what it's really about. It's like, even if you're not into this thing, you don't need to make fun of it.
Well, what the problem is people are going to say, if you're talking about that in schools and you're gatewaying people to it. That's what conservatives are going to say. But
the thing about it is they're going to be gateway to it regardless.
Do you want me to create a FetLife account or message the email? You can message the email.
Or whichever.
Or leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
Stupidity grows from lack of understanding, right?
No, but that's what this whole conversation started, was because this person had absolutely no concept of what it was to for this lifestyle. Now, we've educated them, but I still feel sorry the fact that he was put in this position because somebody kink shamed them who should have known better not to do so.
It always comes down to experiencing and deep research.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's like if you don't like something.
All right, I'll do that. Thanks so much. Of course.
If you don't like something, do some research on it. There's different types of kinks that I'm not into that I know. I mean, I understand everything about 90% of the different styles of kink out there. Okay, I understand them. I may not necessarily want to do them, but I understand them, and I understand why some people enjoy them, and I understand why some people don't like them. But the thing about it is that even though it's not something I necessarily enjoy, I'm not going to sit here and make fun of it because that there's other people out there that enjoy it that I don't. And that's really where it comes down to. You can't, sit there and assume a bunch of shit about a group of people simply because they're into feet or they're into, whatever. Just because they're into this one thing does not mean anything in the grand scheme of who they are as individuals. And you have no right to sit there and go, oh, they must be this and they must be that.
Carrie, we're ending soon.
Yeah.
Can I show everyone my sweater? I want to be mean for a second. I got this really awesome sweater. The backdrop may end up popping down.
Be careful.
Neat, really awesome sweater. Really fuzzy. Okay, sorry. That was
being silly and you're knocking the thing over.
Groping myself.
So, anyways.
Yeah. Gropey.
Of course you are.
I'm a pervert. What can I say, people? Thanks, Gary. So yeah, if anybody, sorry, I'm going to put some words out of your mouth that I know you're about to say. Anybody tore and a couple people had some stuff that they wanted to ask, you can put it in the comments. You can message.
Yeah, you can always send an email.
Yes, always proud.
You can always send an email. You can, there's an email, the link below. You can send me a message on FET. You can send her a message on FET.
Dandy Corn, and I have my channel too if anyone's interested or has any specific
and we really need
stuff.
to get her above 100 subscribers so we can get her own channel name. Which, by the way, I'm over 2,000 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Found that out the other day.
Wow.
I know.
And we're not in it for views,
it only took 10 years to get over 2,000 subscribers. So,
well, when you're this sexy, you think it would be really fast. Thanks, Gary.
But anyways, I think we kind of got our message through. That's going to be kind of it for now.
One more thing. If you guys go to my video on my channel, there's a link for Wicked Grounds. If you have funds and you're curious or interested in buying toys online from a kink run, it's a kinky cafe here in San Francisco. If you are in San Francisco or if you have another one near you, I would love to know about it. They are doing Black Friday small business sales, 25% off books. This is not commissioned. I'm just saying because
but they're friends.
They're friends, but they're doing 15% off their gear.
Which that's something that we're going to try to actually do some stuff from that.
I will email you. Okay.
We're going to be trying to do. We'll be doing some interviews in the future. And I'm hoping we can do them at Wicked Grounds.
But yeah, if anyone is looking to buy their master, their slave, a friend, something kinky, I believe they also have a book there that you can buy on their online. You can buy no matter where you're from, and they have them about if a loved one is kinky. And I'm thinking about buying that for my mom after the shit that she's throwing my way. We may have to do a whole other video on that. That's a whole other video. Sorry. That's just my little blurb. Wicked Grounds. If you look up Wicked Grounds, they have a cafe online website.
So, we're going to call it for right now.
We're sleepy.
Yeah,
Can we do a video on Coco another time?
Maybe, yeah.
Go watch Coco! Yeah. Not sponsored, but Coco!
So, we're out of here. That's it for now. You send us the emails or whatever, and that's it for now. Be well and say bye.
I like dorky!